Hey everyone, just thought I'd go live for a little bit. Um, I got up this morning and I was watching the news, and how can I put it to you? Our government is so damn corrupt, it's unbelievable. Trump with his Ukraine thing, then the Attorney General, Jesus Christ, this guy's got his head so far up his ass to make a comment that if you don't respect police officers, that you may not have police officers around. Um, That's kind of eerie to me because, first off, police officers have to give the people that they protect and serve respect and dignity. Okay? I'm going to say this, and I'm only going to say this one time. We still have a problem with police officers doing unwanted stops on people because they just want to stop them. I mean, I spent 23 years doing the job, and believe me, it's still, even though I'm retired in 98, it still happens. Back east, it happens in Los Angeles, it happens in big cities. Okay? I mean, because your skin color, you get pulled over. It's plain and simple. It's still there. But to hear the Attorney General say that if you don't give police officers respect, you might not have them when you call them. That's eerie that the head of the Justice Department says something that bad. I mean, that's scary when he says that. Because like I said, you have to give a police officer has to give respect and dignity when he does a traffic stop or when he goes to a call, in order to get respect and dignity back. You know, that's scary when the head honcho of the Department of Justice is making comments like that. That tells me he's out of touch with reality somewhere along the line. You know? Out of touch with reality, I guess. But nothing fazes me anymore with the Trump administration. Then I was watching the news I forget where, it was in Idaho somewhere. Having a Fire Stick, I can pick up news throughout the United States. It was a town in Idaho. There was a lady, she had a stroke. She's 68 years old. She had a stroke, she's on food stamps. Okay? She was notified by the state that her food stamps could be cut down to $15 from $245, because now she has to work 20 hours a week. Now this woman is in a walker, and she can't even talk right. I mean, you could tell the strokes affected her. That's what Trump has done to these people. Trump has put out 700,000 people out of food stamps. And the other thing that's not publicized, he cut the school lunch programs. 1.2 million kids could be without school lunches. I mean, I'm 63 years old, and I never thought I'd see this country so fucked up and racially divided. You know, I'm fed up with those First Amendment idiots that show the videos of the police officers stopping a black person or a Hispanic or something like that, or even a white person. But they don't start the videos until after they get the police officer's attention. Okay? They don't start the video until the person getting stopped does something to get the police officer's attention. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this one more time. When you get stopped and a police officer asks you for license, registration, and insurance, every state has the law that you have to mandate that. Okay? You have to mandate that. Because if you don't, that officer gets on a defensive. And he's like, okay, you don't have it? Step out the car, please. At that point, the officer has the right to impound that car if he wants to. Second, he's doing it for his protection. Even though if you run a license plate, it can come back if the owner of the car has a warrant for, say, 187, murder, or domestic abuse or something like that. Burglary. You know, the plate is attached to the owner, basically. But if the police officer asks you license, registration, insurance, every state has the law. You have to give it to them. Because then you start setting off the alarms like, what are you hiding? And it's sad because most of those idiots do that. I don't have to give you my license and registration insurance. Am I being arrested? No, it's not. That's not the way it goes, morons. You got stopped for a violation. Tinted windows and your license plate covered. Okay? You got stopped. Give the license, registration, and insurance. Get your ticket and go on your way. Because 9 times out of 10, most officers will give you the ticket for not having the insurance. Okay? They will give you the ticket for not having insurance until you go on your way. And when you go to court, show the insurance. That's it. You know? But these fools make it harder than what it is. And then the Second Amendment idiots. I don't know if I'm right or if I'm wrong on this one. To me, open carry means a sidearm, not an AK or AR stuck to your back. Okay? I mean, that sort of alarms people when you start walking down the street with a assault weapon on your back. You know what I'm saying? And when they get stopped and the cop asks them for his license and license, and the guy says, "No, I don't have to give you my license. Am I being arrested?" Got news for you. There's another thing there. He's doing that for a reason. Because a normal person does not walk down the street with an assault weapon on their back. You know? And if you don't give your license or your ID, you're setting off alarms there because you cannot have a firearm if you're a convicted felon. I saw a video last night. I'm debating if I'm going to post it on my Facebook page or not. A town in California. I'm not going to say what town. The guy walked into a police station. Two dumbasses walked into a police station with AKs on their back. I don't know if you want a death wish or you want something to happen to you. And the person at the desk done something, but you saw like 6 officers come out from behind the counter. You saw 5 officers come in the front door, and they're telling them, "Put your hands up." Well, no, we have a question. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. And these guys got their guns drawn at them. They got their assault weapons pointed at them. And they're saying, "Put your hands up." And the guy wouldn't put his hands up. And one officer says, "Put your hands up." And you hear a guy say, "Because I'm the captain of the station. Are you that stupid you walk into a police station with an assault weapon on your back? Do you have a death wish? Answer me." And the guy's like, "Well, I don't have to give you my ID." The captain says, flat out, he tells him, "Fuck you. You give me your ID, or else something bad's going to happen to you. Understand me? Give me your ID." And they wouldn't do it. All of a sudden, you hear a pop, and the tasers came out. Boom! They tased their asses. Now, it comes out, It's against the law in California to walk into a police station with an assault weapon on your back. And in fact, it's against the law in California to walk down the street with an assault weapon on your back. You can't open carry in Los Angeles or California. Arizona's a different beast. We can open carry and we can conceal carry without a permit, which should scare a lot of people that are criminals in Tucson, because I occasionally walk or I go jogging in the morning with a Springfield XD40 on my chest with 2 clips on it. You know? And I do get stares sometimes at 4 o'clock in the morning going down Pima and Rosemont to Grant Road. I get looks at by cops. I mean, really. But Tucson cops know. I mean, just like when you get stopped by a cop, if you're in a car and you're carrying, by law, and having that privilege to carry a gun, you have to tell that officer, I have a gun on me. Because if not, you're setting yourself up for something that's going to happen really in a bad way. You know? Just like you don't walk into a Wells Fargo bank with sunglasses and a gun on you. Especially wearing shorts and the gun's halfway hanging off your ass. That happened to me about 3 months ago at Wells Fargo up on 5th and Wilmot. Dude walks in, and he's got his sunglasses on, he's got his baseball cap on backwards, he's got a 9mm on his side, and he's got a pair of shorts on, and it's just like a belt clip. You know, a waist clip thing. Gun's hanging sideways. So I'm standing behind him, and I said, dude, do me a favor, go put that gun back in your car before something bad happens. And take your sunglasses off. And he goes, what do you mean? Dude, just do what I'm saying, dude. I said, you're asking for trouble. Sure enough, I look out the corner of my eye, and there's TPD. There's 3 TPD officers at the door. You know, off to the side. And everyone in the bank's looking at this guy. So I tap him on the shoulder. I said, dude, let's go walk outside. What do you mean? Turn around. And you see the patrol cars and everything. It's like, you dumb fuck. Let's go. Walk outside. Walk outside. Walk outside. Walk outside. Come on, let's go. So he walks out. I open the door. He walks outside. This fucker hit the ground so fast. I mean, it was unbelievable. And I remember the TPD officer saying, are you that stupid? Are you that stupid to walk into a bank with sunglasses and a gun on you? And I couldn't stop laughing. I mean, it was funnier than shit. The dude actually walked into a bank with a gun and sunglasses and a baseball cap turned backwards. And it was an Arizona State Sun Devil hat. That made it even worse. You're in Wildcat, you're in cat country. You don't put a Sun Devil hat on. I mean, that was stupidity in the making. You know, they actually hooked him up. They actually hooked him up and had him sit there and sweat. And then one cop says, you know, technically I can arrest you for attempted bank robbery under federal statutes. You cannot walk in a bank with a gun and sunglasses. Look at the sign outside. Look at the sign on the door. The guy was stupid. I mean, this is one of those people that should not even be carrying a gun. I'm being straight up and honest with you. Straight up and honest with you. Oh my God, he should not even be carrying a gun. I mean, it's hilarious. You know? Like I said, I carry mine. I go out, you know, I go out to dinner, I carry it. It's stuck in the middle of my back, a Springfield XD40. I mean, I carry it. You don't know I have it on me. My big thing is, you fuck with me, you're going out in a body bag. I mean, that's the bottom line. I mean, you respect people. You know, I hate when you're at an ATM and someone's standing there looking over your shoulder and you're like, excuse me, can you back up a little bit? And they get closer and closer to you, and all of a sudden I just pull my card out and just walk away. Because I don't know what they're up to. Just like your car. A lot of people go Christmas shopping and stuff, and people are standing by their cars. You know there's that little thing that says panic on the back of the door opener and stuff. Hit the panic thing. The horn goes off, everything. Lights go off. 9 times out of 10 they'll run away. They will run away, and that'll be it. It's done with. I mean, but like I said, what set me off this morning was Attorney General Bill Barr saying that if you don't respect police officers, you may not have police officers to respond to your calls. No, you got to give a police officer respect and dignity, or else the police officer's got to give it to you, or you don't get it back. Bottom line. I mean, that's the bottom line. I mean, it's scary. This whole country is getting scary now. I mean, we don't have a Republican Party. There's no more Republican Party. It's now called the cult party of Trump. The uneducated and clueless people of this country. The Republicans proved how uneducated and how clueless they are during those impeachment hearings. I mean, they fought about the obstruction of Congress and the abuse of power charges. That was the 2 easy charges that came out of the whole thing. And they must be illiterate, because when you read the transcript, even the funky little transcript they gave to the public. By the way, I want you to do this. There's a thing called Burisma, and Hunter Biden and Joe Biden, they've done some very bad things with Burisma. I want you to check that out. You can talk to my attorney, Rudy Giuliani, and my Attorney General, Bill Barr. Now, Bill Barr goes on NBC News and says, I knew nothing about that. Bullshit. If the president used your name, you better have known he was talking about you doing something. But at the same time, Bill Barr was going all over the country, all over the world, trying to find dirt on Joe Biden also. You know, and Rudy was there last week. And Rudy has the balls to show up to the White House? Come on, let's get realistic on this shit. Rudy shows up to the White House with his report. Now, let's go one thing further on that. Rudy's got a report. He shows up at the White House with it. Why didn't Rudy show up at the FBI and give them the report? You know why? Because Rudy's this close to getting hooked up by SDNY for what he did with Lev Parnas and them. Now, what a lot of people don't realize, Lev Parnas has turned over videos, audio recordings, and call logs with Devin Nunes, Doug Collins, Matt Gaetz, Louis Gohmert. They were all involved in this cover-up of the Ukraine thing. His attorney was on Rachel Maddow last night. He says, yeah, we got recordings of all those guys. And here, I'll show you the call logs. And he had a call log thing about that thick from Lev Parnas, the cell phone company. He goes, I got Lev's phone right here. He goes, they're there. What people don't know, when you have an iPhone and you're talking to someone, you can actually record that thing, that phone conversation. You can actually record that phone conversation. It's a little quirk that an iPhone has, but you can do it. Because I've done it to people. And in Arizona, all you need is one person's consent, meaning my consent, to record someone. But like I said, it's gone way beyond anything. And for Mitch McConnell to say he's working with the president's attorney, the White House attorney, for the impeachment hearing in the Senate, Mitch McConnell is stepping on solid, sacred ground there. You're the head of the Senate. You don't go talking to the person that's being investigated and going on trial. So Mitch McConnell's losing it. He's got his head up his ass, and he's on an alternative universe like Trump and everyone else in the Republican Party. They're on an alternative universe. They're on an alternative narrative. First, they can't defend him. They were going after the process. It's a witch hunt. It's a witch hunt. Well, they don't realize back in 2015, John Boehner signed that the committees now have the authority to investigate stuff, not a special prosecutor or something like that. And they try and compare the impeachment of Trump to Clinton and Nixon. Nixon had had a special prosecutor, and Nixon's attorney and everyone else in the White House went to jail. Clinton, he got caught lying about a blowjob. Plain and simple. He lied about getting a blowjob for Monica Lewinsky. I mean, Jesus, all he had to say is, yeah, I got a blowjob from Monica Lewinsky. That would have been it. But they thought that was a high crime and misdemeanor, and he didn't get impeached. But what Trump did was way far worse. You got a lieutenant colonel. You got all these people that heard the call, and then Sondland is eating dinner with a bunch of diplomats, and he puts them on a speakerphone. Trump's been using his iPhone to call world leaders. So I'm guessing Russia and Turkey and everyone else knows our business in the United States now, because Trump uses an iPhone that's unprotected, non-encrypted calls, like the White House phone and shit. I mean, that's sad. This guy has lost. He's gone. Just like going after Greta, the climate change girl, because she has autism. What was said in that hearing was not anything that she went after Trump's son Barron. She said exactly this: Trump is not a king, therefore he cannot make his son a baron. She said nothing about his kid's name. All she said is Trump is not a king under the Constitution. We cannot have a king under the Constitution. So evidently, Trump cannot make his sons barons. That's what she said. Oh man, the Republicans went ape shit. They went ape shit. Melania went ape shit. Ivanka went ape shit. They all went ape shit. He went after Trump's son. Well, bottom line, Trump is 13 years old and he's on the autism spectrum. And he's not at the high end either, like Hannah or Greta is. I mean, I look at Greta and I look at Hannah, and they're both in the same thing. I mean, they're up there. They can articulate. They can do what they want. They Trump's kid, you can just look at him when he's walking around that he's down there lower. Being honest with you, because I know what autism's all about. I've been involved with it since the day Hannah was diagnosed. I can tell a kid that's got autism just by looking at them and the way they're acting. But it's scary that the Republicans didn't say a word about Trump going after Greta. So he did it a second time. Melania didn't say a thing about it. His daughter didn't say a thing about it. But the press secretary put something out, the Gresham bitch, excuse the word. Well, she's in the public eye, so she is not privileged to this. So in other words, because Greta is a climate change personality, she can be bullied by the president, she was saying. What the fuck is wrong with these people? You know, it's sad. It's totally sad. It's totally sad. I mean, to see this going on in our country, that a president is so clueless and uneducated. I mean, now his tax returns are going to the Supreme Court. What he has done, he has told, Bill Barr has backed him, and it's scary that Trump is untouchable. That he can still go out, his attorneys argue that he can go out in Manhattan and shoot someone, and you know he can't be arrested? Because he is the president and he cannot be arrested. No, there is nothing in the Constitution saying the president cannot be arrested. That is a memo that was put in there in 1974 when Nixon refused to leave the White House, and they basically said, the Justice Department says, look, you leave now and we will not prosecute you. That's a 1974 document. And then back in those days, we had people that were Republicans with balls. I used to be a Republican. We had people with balls. Barry Goldwater. You know, John McCain. People like that had balls, that would walk into the White House and tell Trump, time for you to leave, buddy. Time for you to leave, buddy. But we don't have anyone like that. Lindsey Graham has done a 360 on everything. And I personally think Trump has some kind of shit on Lindsey Graham, to be honest with you. Because I posted a video about Lindsey Graham calling Trump a racist, homophobic, this and this and this and this and this, and he'd like to punch Trump in the face. And all of a sudden, it's like, he's 360. Now he's backing Trump. He's playing golf with him. I guess licking the shit out of his ass and everything. I mean, Lindsey Graham has turned into a total asshole. And his comments that come out the other day, well, I'm not even going to read the report because I'm going to vote no. Well, wait a minute. If I'm not mistaken, when you vote someone into office, they work for you, the taxpayers. They work for you. And that's one thing I'm being honest with you. Running for mayor opened my eyes on a lot of things wrong with the city. A lot of good things with the city. But I was privy to the Freedom of Information Act. And I got a lot of information, believe me. Just like everyone doesn't understand, the state has a law that cities cannot enact rent control or have anything to do with trying to control rents in their cities. It's the Arizona Revised Statute. But still, the rents in Tucson keep going up and up, and these property owners and management owners are screwing the renters. I'll give you a prime example. Where I live, HSL Properties, Sycamore Creek. We went from paying $35 a month for water, trash, and sewer. Now it's gone up to $45, sometimes $50, sometimes $55 a month on a percentage type thing. Now, there's only 2 water meters in this complex. One in front of 1901 and one in front of 1701 North Wilmot. Okay? I don't know how they can calculate on a percentage how much water I use. I take a bath every day. I use a dishwasher Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. That's it. That's it. I take maybe 2 dumps, 3 dumps a day. And I'm pretty sure I don't use $55 worth of water. Okay? But they done that to us. And then they decided they wanted to charge us for the common areas, meaning the pool, the jacuzzi, and the laundry rooms. They wanted to charge us electricity and water. Electricity and water for the common areas. Now, they give us that as an amenity. They give it to us as an amenity. Well, that pushed me over the edge with HSL Properties and Humberto Lopez and his gang of gang of gangsters here in town. What a lot of people don't realize is he's the king of rentals in town. Bottom line. But you know what? I'm not going to take it laying down. I contacted Paul Cunningham's office. Paul got people involved in it, and now I'm going to fight it because it's bullshit. And you know what? There's not a damn thing they can do to me because my rent comes out of my check on the 3rd of each month directly to them. I've never been late on my rent in 4 years. That's it. Just like the bullshit they started with Sam. Sam's my therapy dog because of my PTSD. I lived here 2 years before they decided to come after me for Sam, and they wanted me to tell them, they wanted my psychiatrist to tell them what was wrong with me. And they don't understand what HIPAA is. He can't tell them nothing unless I say he can. So, Hanson says, I can't tell you that. Joe's got to tell you. It's called HIPAA. Well, I printed out the HIPAA rules. I gave it to the department manager, Shalom. And it's like it's going in one ear and one out the other one. Well, we need your diagnosis. No, you don't. So it went round and round, and then all of a sudden she wanted to charge me for Sam. I got to think she was going to charge me $250 deposit for Sam, and this and this and this. That's when I went ape shit. I called the law firm, Mesh, Clark, and Rothschild, and they flat out, Fred, I went in and met with Fred, and Fred says, dude, do this. Make it easy on them. Tell them what you have. Okay. So I told Paul Hanson, I said, dude, give me a letter telling me what my diagnosis is. So he gave me the letter. I have PTSD and I have anxiety at times. Sam is my therapy dog. When I start feeling down, Sam can pick up on it and he'll come up and lay on my lap and lick me and stuff. I mean, Sam's a good dog. So I gave it to her. That kind of stopped it in its tracks. I gave him a copy of the letter. But by law, I don't have to give her shit. But HSL Property is doing that type of shit to people. There is nothing in the Arizona Revised Statute says you have to give your diagnosis. All you have to have is a doctor saying that dog is your therapy or your service dog. That's all you need to give them. But they want to know what your diagnosis is. They're breaking the law there. Just like I'm in an apartment complex, big ass complex. We don't have a fire extinguisher on the second floor between the two apartments. That's illegal. We don't have handicap ramps. They rented an apartment to a guy that's in an electric wheelchair, and he has to use a piece of wood to get down off the curb and get back on the curb to his apartment. They painted every curb in this place red, when by law, all they had to do was paint the one curb where it says fire lane. That was it. You had to paint underneath Arizona Revised Statute. You have to paint the one curb where it says fire lane. But they painted every curb in here red. I live at 1901 North Wilmot. We have 6 handicap parking spaces. Now I can take you and I can take pictures of each one of those cars right now, because I took Sam for his walk this morning. Not one of those cars have a handicap plaque or a handicap plate, but they're parked in the handicap. When you call the office, you know what they tell you? That they can't do anything about it. Okay, they can't do anything about it. And you can't call TPD because TPD is so short-staffed. I mean, these guys, I stand behind these guys 100%. They are running from call to call to call to call to call. A lot of these guys are getting stressed out. Same thing with TFD. They're going from call to call to call. And they're not getting any kind of sizable pay increases. When you have less than 400 officers patrolling the streets, you have a problem with when you have almost 600,000 people in the city of Tucson. You have a problem. I mean, the staffing for TPD is slowly going up. But we need to find a way to keep officers here. I mean, it's the bottom line. We need to retain our officers, because you cannot have officers leave and then you train new officers. And like I said, we have a bunch of great officers in the city of Tucson. I can't say anything bad about Tucson Fire Department and the paramedics. They are the best. TPD, they're using laptops that go offline. Their handhelds don't work all the time. Hell, there's a patrol car on the east side that the paint's peeling off the trunk. And it's got 245,000 miles on the patrol car. And it's still in use. A Crown Vic. Kind of scary. But they put their lives on the line every day. When they put that badge on, they put those gun belts on, their vest. They go out and protect the people of the city. You know, if I'm somewhere, I've had them fight with me. I've gone in Chipotle and I see two of them in line waiting to order food, and it's like, guys, how's your day going? And I start talking to them. And okay. So when they get up to pay, I basically tell the cashier, I'm paying for it. Oh, we can't take that. Shut up. You're taking the food. I'm going to buy you your food. And that's it. I do it. I buy their food. Or I've gone in EG's with Hannah. And I start talking to police officers. That's me. I will start talking to anyone in this city. That's how you know what's going on in your city. And I'll start talking to them, and it's like, you know, my daughter, Hannah, when she was small, she goes, Dad, why are you talking to the police officers? Because they protect us. And she's like, okay, now Hannah's got the same attitude. I couldn't believe she actually done the same thing I done once. She was with her mom somewhere, and she actually bought police officer his meal. Here, I'm buying this for you. It's like, what the hell? She's even giving food to homeless people. Gone to McDonald's, bought something off of the homeless menu, and brought them something to eat. So I must have done something right with Hannah. I mean, my dad taught me, you treat people with respect and dignity, you'll most probably 9 times out of 10 get respect and dignity back. He always taught me, you have a dream, you follow that dream. Don't let anyone tell you you can't do that dream. And I figured out, if you don't like me, tough shit. I am who I am. I say what I say. If you're going to try and bullshit me, I will tell you you're wrong, and I'll tell you why you're wrong. But you know what? By me doing that, that makes me, I'm a unique person in this world, like everyone else is a unique person in this world. I don't take bullshit from anyone. I will stand up for what I believe in. As far as a woman has the right to choose for what she wants under Roe versus Wade. I think it's fucked to bring a child into this world right now, into this country. You know, Trump talks about unemployment so low. It's not low. It's not low. When you have a minimum wage in in the United States, in the federal government, $7.75 an hour? And they're not thinking about raising it to $15.75 or something like that? Something's wrong there. Something's wrong there. And somehow the government thinks that they still own Social Security benefits. Social Security is not given to us by the federal government. It's our wages that we put in money and our employers put in wages. It's our money. The citizens of the United States. What a lot of people don't understand, even if someone's here working legally from outside the country, you know they're still paying Social Security tax and Medicare taxes? Yes, they are. And they can't even collect those monies when they retire. Or if they're working here illegally, that money's still going out. If they're using someone else's social, that other person is benefiting from that for their retirement when they retire. But somehow Trump and this cast of clowns think they can fuck with Social Security on people. That's not their entitlement. It's not theirs. It's our money. It's our money. We put that money in. Our employers put that money in. That's it. You know, I moved here in '98, and I love this city. This is my home. And I never thought I would know the people I know in this city. I'm happy to have Mark Napier as a friend. I've talked to the chief of police a few times. The best thing that I learned when I moved here, I got to know John McCain. Over the years, I've had lunch with John McCain four times. I had his cell phone number. I remember when I first started running for mayor, I talked to him and he says, "Joe, you got to be true. You got to make the people believe in you. You become mayor, you work for the people of Tucson, not for Joe Rocha." And he's true. He's true. But it was a privilege to know John McCain. Over the years, I've talked to Gabby Giffords. I mean, we do have a problem in this United States, being honest with you. We have a problem in Tucson, and they have to be fixed. I think Tucson took a great step. A park for kids with autism. I mean, I give you credit, Paul, for being part of that. But that park should have been someplace centrally in the city, not downtown. It should have just been put someplace centrally in the city. But it's a good thing, though. It's a good thing. Because like I said, I learned a lot about autism with Hannah. And I'm proud of her. I'm so proud of Hannah. I'm proud of any kid that's got autism. Everyone have a good day. Remember, be aware of your surroundings. Don't let yourself become a victim. If you're out shopping, remember that panic alarm on the back of your clicker there. That usually scares the shit out of people. I guess the mayor didn't understand that when he got his car jacked from him in front of his house. That's still a funny call to listen to. You know, when he called him reporters stolen. I mean, that's hilarious. I got a copy of it, but I can't even release that one because it's too funny. I mean, I don't know how you get your car jacked. I'm sorry. I sure as hell wouldn't let anyone jack my car. I put up a fight. And like I said, the little panic thing usually scares the shit out of people. Everyone have a good day. Take care. Have a great weekend. Bye.